Welcome to Insights Live. I'm Rebecca Selby, and I am joined by none other than Sanjay Ejantkar, Senior Product Marketing Manager right here at Epicor. Sanjay, how are you doing?
Doing great.
How are you enjoying Insights thus far?
Great. I've been here for only since Wednesday now, and so it's been good. It's a lot of setup, a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes to get it started, but very happy that it started and it's been good.
I'm glad to hear that. We have had great response so far, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what the rest of the conference holds. But you are here today to talk to me about the evolution of mobility. So can you give me a little bit of history?
So a little bit about history about mobility. So if you look at a traditional worker, even 30 years ago, right, they were people that were entering data into a mainframe, and they would do it through dummy terminals that were in the office, far away from where the actual transaction might be occurring, whether it be on the shop floor or even out in the field. Eventually, they got into a client-server type architecture where they were still stuck to their desk, but they were entering information a little bit closer to where the transaction was occurring. Then they went to laptops, right? So you had laptops on the shop floor, you had laptops out in the field, people were entering that information, but it was cumbersome, it was hard to get into, you'd have to VPN into places. And then as mobility started coming out, everybody had a cell phone, you got your tablets coming out. It just made common sense that, okay, now we can start taking that, starting to get even closer to exactly when that transaction occurs. And that's the beauty of mobility is that you're getting that real-time feedback and making faster time to decisions on those transactions.
So tell me, how is mobility really transforming business processes?
So a lot of stuff that's going on within mobility itself is, not only have field workers out there been able to enter that information, but you have management and executives being able to look at that information and analyze it and drill down and figure out, okay, what's going on here? Why is this occurring versus what should be the normal? And making those decisions that they need to in a more real-time basis.
That's very handy, I'm sure, especially if someone's out and about and they need to make a big decision. They can know that they're looking at the most current version of the data right there at their fingertips.
Exactly. We all know where executives are, right, in the golf course. And it's easy to get a hold of them now, and they can look at that data and make those decisions right there.
There's no excuse.
And then go right back to putting.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so tell me then, what are some of the challenges that you're noticing for having people adopt ERP mobility?
So what's going on within the mobility is what we call BYOD, right? But bring your own device.
Bring your own device.
And so a lot of companies are now having to start taking risk assessments against that and trying to figure out how do we handle this, right? The person's bringing their own device. Do we let them attach to our network? What about viruses? What about security? Also data, right? You're putting the data right on the device. What if the employee leaves the company? Where's that data go? How do you get rid of that data?
So what do we say to that?
So what we do within Epicor is we've looked at a large amount of solutions, and especially within Microsoft, they've done what we call having the corporate citizen be first class on the device. So what that means is that there's easy access to log into networks, you can push down policies to devices, and more importantly, you can actually reach into the device and pull that data out and take that data away from the user if you need to, without affecting their device at all. So you're getting that more secure feeling about having that information on somebody else's device.
I'll bet that helps people sleep easier at night too, knowing that they can do that from their employees' phone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So tell me a little bit about what areas of an organization would benefit from ERP mobility.
So I truly think every area within the organization can. Traditionally what started off as this mobile evolution, like I talked about, is those people that are in the field, right? Trying to get closer to that transaction. But as we've talked about before, you're starting to see managers and executives get access to that information and make more informed decisions, and that's the beauty of it.
Thanks for sitting down with me today. I really appreciate it.
No,
mobility
anytime.
is definitely the future of business. So if you have any questions about what you've heard today, if you have questions for Sanjay or about mobility itself, visit epicor.com.